Aram Jabbari. I'm the manager of PR and sales, and that's basically all my involvement is with the game. I sell it. In addition to cooperative and competitive simultaneous multiplayer with other players, you have the ability to leave hints and also see hints and notes from other players. And the game, because of its brutal difficulty, really is a much more interesting experience when you're able to have a shared learning with the community. So there you could see a red spirit of another player. They were engaged in a fight possibly with the same monster that we're fighting here, and they died. You can learn from other players' mistakes. If they fell into a hole they shouldn't have, you will see their blood stain, you'll watch them fall off the hole or the cliff, and you can actually avoid that mistake. People can give you hints as to traps that may lay ahead, archers around the corner or above you, a boss that requires you to be soul level 40 and you're not going to be ready for that. The game doesn't hold your hand. If you've been waiting for a game that doesn't patronize you as the gamer and give you tutorials every 5 seconds, Demon's Souls is what you've been waiting for. You will find endless amounts of new challenges and difficulty, and the game will punish you if you're unwilling to explore strategies. And you know, here we can see a message where the player is actually basically asking for help from us to rate or upvote their message. This actually helps them in their game, and you can leave notes and hints as well. And as people are upvoting those, it will actually help you with your life. So we can see players fading in and out of this plane of existence as ethereal spirits, and that's one other aspect of the online immersion. You actually see other players in the game world fading in and out. Again, you still feel lonely. You still feel like you're all alone in the world of Demon's Souls, but there are other players fighting for their lives, and being in their presence and being able to actually at times engage with them in simultaneous cooperative or competitive play really is one of the tremendous rushes in the game. There's a ton of different weapons and items to collect throughout the game world. Weapons range, of course, from what you'd expect: swords and axes and pole axes, and every one handles differently. How you choose to not only develop your character, but how you choose the weapons that you fight with dramatically affect your play experience. Don't expect to be able to go into a narrow corridor with a long weapon and swing away. You will find that your weapons do interact with the environment around you. You have to be smart about the number of enemies you're fighting, the nature of the enemy you're fighting, and strategy is everything. You will become a much smarter and more willing to adapt player after you spent a little bit of time in the world of Demon's Souls. Here you can see the ranged attack from the archer, and this is just one of the play styles that you can employ. As a priest, you can equip your talisman and you'll have the ability to heal yourself. As the magician, you'll have your catalyst, your wand, where you'll be able to actually cast distance attacks and buff yourself. Really everything you'd expect from a deep RPG is here in Demon's Souls, but in every sense, the single-player experience is enriched by the online play. And that's one of the things we're most excited to bring to North America, is a hardcore action RPG, a genre that really there's been a lot of demand and a lot of wait for, and to be able to deliver a game that has this kind of online experience, we're looking forward to seeing what North American gamers do. We've touched on how large and dominating the bosses are in this game. Fortunately, you are able to pull friends into the game for cooperative support. Up to 3 people at a time can clear out an area, and it's one of the things that you won't actually know the people at times. You will be able to rate them after the fact through a rating system. So when people are offering their services to come into your game, you can actually tell what kind of experiences other players have had with them, and opt whether to bring them in to help or not. And you can also, of course, offer your own assistance and be pulled into someone else's game. Controls are, as we cited an example like Zelda, easy and intuitive. You are able to target lock your opponents and circle strafe around them. It's a tremendous help when you're facing multiple opponents, and obviously with the scope and scale of some of the enemies and the encounters you're going to have, you're going to want to take very good advantage of your ability to lock onto your foes, strafe around them, and use your attacks wisely. Over the course of the game, you're going to find various opportunities to enhance your weapons. There is a blacksmith both in the Nexus, the central hub, And also out in the game world, you'll be able to find characters who can take your weapons and make them stronger for you. You're able to find ores throughout your play experience, and that's one of the things that you can use to augment your weapons. So another aspect of depth, the more time you invest in the game, the more you're going to be rewarded with items that other players who maybe don't put in the same amount of time won't be able to get. And speaking of the Nexus is the hub for Demon's Souls. 5 archstones link you to various areas in the Kingdom of Boletaria. Each, of course, will lead you to a dramatic fight with an end boss, and of course there are a number of interesting mini-boss encounters along the way, not unlike our fat friend here. Clearing each area gives you the opportunity to reclaim your physical body, and that's one of the big challenges in Demon's Souls. You will be in spirit form with diminished health for quite some time. You can see in the top left of the screen the health bar is actually capped, and right there you see one hit and almost instant death. This game is no joke. The enemies are a serious threat to you. One hit could very often be the end of things. You have to be incredibly wise about how close you get and how you choose to approach each enemy.